Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Happy Hour Live. Cheers. If you're watching, leave me a comment, say hello. It's a little gloomy out today, but we're going to have a really fun time. I'm thinking about this Happy Hour Live as a little mini vacation because we're going to learn how to make some cocktails from Crystal Springs Resort in Hamburg. So we have Dan with us who's going to walk us through how to make a couple of their cocktails. Let's bring him on. Hello, Dan. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you, Rebecca?
I am great. Thank you so much for being here. I know we talked about this before, but I love Crystal Springs Resort. I went on a vacation there with my parents, a little mini getaway. So I'm excited to see what kind of cocktails you have. And I know that you have a couple of different restaurants. So we're going to be trying cocktails from different restaurants, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Awesome. And before we get into it, tell me a little bit about your foraging program. I know that you've developed a foraged cocktail program over there.
Yeah, so we have a Forage cocktail program at Latour. It's hyper seasonal, hyper local. Basically, we try to incorporate anything you'd find in the woods into our drink program and try to show people a little bit of the wild side.
I love that, and I know that you guys are located amongst the beautiful mountains, so there's nothing better than having a cocktail that's really fresh with really seasonal ingredients while you're looking over mountains, literally.
Yeah, I love the scenic backdrop.
It's amazing. So let's get into the first cocktail that you're going to show us how to make. What's its name and how do you make it?
So this is a Winklet. It's a riff on an old pal, which uses rye, Campari, and dry vermouth. We're doing a little riff on it with Foraged Vermouth and Aperol instead of Campari, which gives it a little bit sweeter taste to it and achieve more balance.
Awesome. So let's get into it.
All right, so I'm starting off with our Barrel Select Sagamore Rye. Do an ounce of that.
Is that your preferred rye in general, or is it like what does it work specifically well with this cocktail?
It works really well with a lot of cocktails. So it's kind of my go-to. I also like to do my Manhattans with a rye base. So this is one of my go-tos. I'll do a split with rye and bourbon. I usually like a wheated bourbon with Sagamore Rye.
Awesome. And what's next?
Next is Aperol. We do another ounce.
I love Aperol. Perfect for the summer.
It's great. Nice, light. Keeps everything fun. And then an ounce of our Foraged Vermouth.
So what does Foraged Vermouth mean? Are you foraging for it and then turning it into a syrup?
That's an excellent question. So wormwood is one of the main components in vermouth. It's actually derived from the German word vermut, which literally translates to wormwood.
Wow.
We use mugwort, which is a close related cousin to wormwood, and then we infuse that in vodka. We then let it steep for a couple weeks. We put it in a white wine and then add honeys for the botanicals to kind of sweeten it up a bit.
That is quite the process. I was expecting you to be like, oh yeah, it's just like we boil it with some sugar and water, but that was a process.
Yeah, it gets a little bit more intense over at Latour as far as some of the things. This is one of our most simple drinks, which I kind of like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, mugwort has a lot of uses. It was used by Native Americans to induce lucid dreaming.
Wow.
Yeah, it was, and it puts people at ease. So
this drink is a good one to have if you're feeling a little anxious. Maybe.
Yeah, it's actually a great drink. I'm actually kind of excited to taste it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, have a little sip after you're done making it.
Yeah.
And what does that do? Does that just do you just taste it to make sure everything's balanced?
Yeah, you just got to make sure you get the right dilution, the right temperature. And then we're going to get that straight into our glass. So this is a little bit more complicated because the presentation's a little bit different than most.
Oh, wow. I am already fascinated.
And then it's covered in a birch koozie. You can get birch skin from the trees in the spring when they're young and they're just starting to kind of, grow back in again. So they come off really easy.
Wow.
Yeah, so
that's real birch. That's not just like printed with a birch.
No, it's
design.
a Birdie I made myself. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And is it sitting on some type of like grass?
Yeah. So that's
setting?
moss.
Okay.
I foraged that 2 days ago in the mountains here. And then there's just one last thing. So smoked mugwort. Mugwort actually used to be known as sailor's tobacco. Sailors used to smoke it. It's very prevalent. It grows like a weed. It's everywhere. But like I said earlier, it puts you at ease like you're with an old friend.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a riff on an old pal. Winklet translates to friend in Lenape Indian, which are the indigenous people to this area.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how it got its name.
I love that this cocktail is kind of paying homage to the origins of the land that this beautiful resort is on.
Yeah. And then this is how it's presented.
That is so cool. I need to go and try this. There's no way I'm making this at home. This is all you have to go to Crystal Springs to get this one. Cheers.
Oh,
feeling at ease already?
It's not 5 o'clock, but I don't care.
Yeah, you know what? Our new motto is it's 5 o'clock somewhere ever since we moved to 1 p.m.
I love that.
All right, so what's the next drink that we're gonna make? I'm gonna be honest, it's gonna be hard to top that one. That one was pretty impressive.
So the next one we'll be doing is from our chef's garden. This is one
Chef's Garden is a restaurant that just opened up. It's a seasonal outdoor wood-fired restaurant. So that's one of the places that you can go at Crystal Springs.
Yeah, it's great. They do a lot of barbecue. It's one of my favorite places to eat at here. All right, this one's pretty easy. So we have a minted honey syrup. We do 0.5. We then have a shrub. Shrubs derived from the Arab word sharba, which means to drink. Sailors used to drink it in the 16th, 18th century to help prevent scurvy.
Wow.
In our shrub, we have cantaloupe, honeydew, honey, and mint, and champagne vinegar. So it's a vinegar-based drink, and it helps preserve it. That's why sailors used it to stave off scurvy, because it was shelf-stable.
So I'm going to go ahead and say that this is healthy for you, and so you should feel good about drinking it.
It is healthy, and people used to drink it, and they say it helps with weight loss. So.
Oh, there you go. All right, guys. So everybody head on down. You don't have to feel guilty about this one.
Then we do 0.5 lemon. And then 1.5 ounces of our Kettle One Botanical Peach and Orange Blossom.
I love that vodka. It is so great.
Yeah, I really love the Botanical series. They have a lot of great flavors, and it makes bartending at home a lot easier.
Yes.
So you don't have to make your own infusions.
Absolutely, and it's so readily accessible. You know, I can always find that at the liquor store. So it's an easy way for me to elevate my cocktails without foraging.
Yeah. I always enjoy foraging. It's like nice. You get to spend time in the woods, be one with nature.
Making sure it's good, and then strain it on in. And does rotating the glass help with anything? Help it get cooler or distribute the flavors at all?
And top with a little bit of club.
Oh, nice.
And then we do a circle of honeydew, and then a speared cantaloupe ball. So this one's a little tricky because you got to find the right basil.
It's so gorgeous. I'm always excited to see what color the cocktail is going to wind up. So this is like a beautiful light green, and just a great summer drink as we're entering into these hotter months.
Yeah, this is really nice, light, refreshing. And it's also a little bit healthy with the shrub.
Yeah, there we go. Exactly. Now, I noticed when you were pouring it, you kind of rotated the glass. Does that help at all kind of distribute the flavors more?
I like to do that because it helps with a little dilution, and it helps position the ice a little bit better. There's like nothing fancy. It's just something I do. I feel like it makes the drink go faster.
And it makes it look cooler when you're making it, which is always a plus.
I appreciate that.
All right, and there we have our second drink. And again, this one is available at Chef's Garden, right?
Correct.
Okay, perfect. And what is the final cocktail that you're going to show us how to make, Dan?
So the other one we're going to make is the Pink Birdie. This is available at the tavern. Now, this is a really easy cocktail. I was telling Miguel, anyone can make it. I don't want to say it's idiot-proof, but it's pretty much idiot-proof.
Perfect. That's our favorite type of cocktail here because I need that when I'm making my drinks.
Yeah. So the reason why it's so easy to make is because it's a build drink. You can just build it right in your glass. And there's not a lot of ingredients required. There's only 3 ingredients.
Oh, gotcha.
This is a riff on Jim Meehan's Pink Flamingo, but instead of lime juice, we use Pamplemousse, just because the Q grapefruit soda we use already has citric acid buffed into it. So it has an acidic component, and we're just trying to achieve balance like we do in all our drinks. So we do 0.5 of the Pamplemousse. So this is grapefruit liqueur to anyone who doesn't know what Pamplemousse is.
Gotcha. Thank you. Thanks for clarifying because it's very confusing.
Then 1.5 ounces of our cruisin' rum. I'm a big fan of rum. Rum is my favorite spirit. And then we just top it off with the Q grapefruit soda.
Oh yeah, this one is simple. I love it.
Super easy, nice and light, refreshing.
Got that carbonation from the soda.
Yeah, it's a really easy one to drink. Perfect for spring, summer.
And I'm happy we're getting a rum drink because, believe it or not a lot of people on this show make rum drinks. It doesn't seem to be one of the more popular, they show off their gin or tequila or whiskey drinks, but we got to throw some rum in for the summer.
Yep, and then this is a little grapefruit garnish to help kind of tie everything together. It's aesthetic, but it also has a purpose to kind of give it that sense because a lot of our taste is in our nose. So important.
Perfect. And again, this one is available at Crystal Tavern, which is the American tavern that's open 7 days a week, right?
Yeah, the burger there is amazing. I also am a sucker for the wings.
So get yourself some wings to start, get yourself a burger, and then order yourself this cocktail, and you'll be all set.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you, Dan, so much. Cheers. My cat has decided to join us to say goodbye. But thank you so much. And again, if anybody wants to check out these cocktails, they can head to Crystal Springs in Hamburg.
I look forward to it.
I'll see you soon, Dan. Thanks. All right, everybody. Cheers. Again, we had drinks from Chef's Garden, Crystal Tavern, and Restaurant Latour. They're all located within the resort, Crystal Springs in Hamburg. And you can make those drinks at home, or you can make it easy on yourself and just take the drive out to the gorgeous resort and sit amongst the mountains. Until we meet